Hey there folks, Ash here with a video that's been a very popular by demand ever since I made part 1, and that is debunking top scary Power Ranger theories part 2. Now, if you watched my part 1, it got a lot of good reception, it got a lot of mixed reception. A lot of people were just calling me a hater on a big channel and the usual stuff like that, but I just want to throw this out there, a quick disclaimer. I've got nothing against Amazing Top 10 or the guy that runs it. I just think his presentation is a bit weak. I think his research is not very well done. He's a 6 million sub channel, and he has people working for him, and sometimes they get stuff wrong, such as calling it Dino Thunder and Zoids, and a lot of theories that I'm guessing they find off Screen Rant and Google and stuff like that, and they just run with it, which is another theory within my theory that I'm probably going to debunk or discuss another time or go over. I don't know, but I've got nothing against Amazing Top 10. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I just think he makes shitty content that is just doing shitty dark theories that are just out there that you find off Google and Reddit and creepypastas and stuff like that. I'm sure he's a nice person. It's just his content is garbage in my opinion. So anyway guys, on with the video. Let's talk about his top 10 scary Power Ranger theories part 2. So let's get into it. So like I said, nothing against the dude on this site. I just think his content's a bit weak sauce, so let's talk about it.
Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Shade Rain, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Here we are again looking at some of the craziest theories about Power Rangers. On the last list we had some insane theories, and like what happened to the Yellow Ranger.
Okay, I'm gonna fly into a rage if I see that one. Okay, what's part 1? Now, I watched this ages ago when it came out, because a lot of people saying, oh, he made a part 2, you gotta talk about part 2. I was like, hold on there, I'll talk about it eventually. And then he made a part 3. And yeah, so we'll probably talk about part 2 today. And if this video does well, I'll talk about part 3. So we'll see what happens. Amazing, let's see.
Go check that out right now. And make sure you stick around until the end of the video, because we are going to be doing some more pet shoutouts, which you guys love so much. The Phantom Ranger. Okay,
Billy was the Phantom Ranger. I talked about this video, and I want to say thank you for putting whatever tags you put in this video, because it made my Billy Phantom Ranger video slide into the algorithm and get a ton of views. So thank you for making your video get into my video get into your recommended feed, because now more people watched it. I'll say thank you for that.
You bring in someone called the Phantom Ranger, and it's going to create a lot of questions, especially when that Ranger comes in and beats the hell out of everyone.
Did he beat the hell out of everyone? Because I know that he got tired a lot, and he went up against Piranatrons, where I remember correctly. He didn't beat the hell out of quote-unquote everyone. He usually got captured or was in trouble most of the time because of his ruby gem or whatever. I can't remember. I know he wasn't that useful of a character.
A bunch of secrets about the Rangers, and then you never see their face. Who on earth could this be? Well, a lot of fans seem to think that the Phantom Ranger could be Billy the Blue Ranger. The reason is because Billy went into space, remember, to train with the alien Rangers, so it seems like a logical move. And then Zordon got launched into space, and this all happened before the Phantom Ranger appeared. So if Zordon and Billy linked up in space, like some old-time pals, the two of them could have linked up in space and then created a new suit with some new...
I want to go to, what's it called? Screen Rant. Okay. No, okay. His identity was never revealed. He's not saying the same thing here. This is very similar to the Vocal Media Group. Let's see. Fans believe he's traded. Billy left. Operation Zordon also appeared in space, meaning they could have had a catch up. Maybe. Is he copying scripts of lists with his crew? I don't want to say yes, but yeah.
Abilities, and then sent that Phantom Ranger to Earth.
Okay, I've heard the Phantom Ranger to death. I don't want to talk about it. Okay.
Know that Tommy was the White Ranger with the Tiger Zord, and Zordon made and gave him the power coin to do it, right? The only problem is that Zordon doesn't have the power to make coins. Only Ninjor does. So how...
Okay. I should let him keep talking, but I don't get how Zordon could be the White Ranger because in the series, he was trapped in the tube. Now, he could have been the White Ranger in the past, but that doesn't seem the case, or they would have brought it up, or they don't have to bring it up. But I wanna scroll up. Let's scroll up and look for another Fury on this list. Da 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 da. Oh, I hope he talks about that one. That one I want to roast him for. If he talks about that Fury. Morphin Grid. Zordon's the original White Ranger. It's on this list here on Screen Rant. Wow. That opening line is very, very similar to the Screen Rant one.
How could this happen? Well, a lot of people think that Zordon got the original power of the coin and fought as the original White Ranger when Rita and Zed first came on the scene. It wasn't until the Rangers were in peril and Tommy lost his original coin that Zordon realized it was time to pass on the coin to the next White Ranger. That does make a lot of sense. I could see Zordon...
Does it make a lot of sense? I don't know.
All decked out, beating the hell out of everyone as that Ranger. That's how it works in most martial arts practices. You start as a student, hopefully become a champion, and then you become a master to pass on your skills. And the rape of Kimberly and Skull had a baby. Vulcan...
Okay, I've heard this theory to death. I'm probably going to skip over it. Big mystery in the fandom. Did Skull and Kimberly hook up? A lot of people think their kid is Spike, who's in Power Rangers Samurai. I mean, I'm not against this theory. If you provide good evidence with it. I mean... It's a weird one out there because, you know, a lot of people are still... It's fun to throw in the face of people who hope that Tommy and Kimberly got together, but I don't know. Maybe it's out there, maybe it's not out there. It could have happened, it could have not happened. Who knows, to be honest, but it's a fun theory to put out there, but let's see what he says about it. That's for sure.
and Skull were a couple of TV show tropes throughout the show, but we eventually see Skull develop as a character. He eventually grows up and he becomes a really good guy, working as a cop, and he even helps out the Rangers on a couple of occasions. This leads to a tender moment between Skull and Kimberly. Now, nothing comes of this, but a lot of fans think something happened in the unscripted parts of the show where the two fell in love, and Kimberly is the mother of Skull's son, Spike. You never see her because she decided after saving the world who knows how many times, she would rather take it easy for a while and focus on family life. At number 7, we have the Time Force created new...
Okay, I haven't, the Skull thing, yeah, it's up there, like, I've heard, everyone's heard that theory to death ever since Samurai, or even before Samurai happened, a lot of people were speculating that, but I don't know, it's joked about, it's not joked about, what's my phone going off for, never mind, yeah, it's joked about, it's not joked about, I don't know, like, I'm not gonna throw the guy under the bus and give him shit, because it's a popular theory, but the Time Force on creating new dimensions, let's see if it's on this list here. I know it's a new one that's been up there. I know it's a more new theory. Let's see what it's on. Media. Hey, it's on this side as well. What do you know? It's on this side as well. What do you know, folks?
Dimensions. Power Rangers have come a long way. It was originally just some teams with a bunch of cool powers and mechs who would beat the hell out of every strange looking monster, and then that would be that.
I wonder if he's saying mechs because he doesn't say Zoids properly. Yeah, he doesn't say Zords properly. He calls it Zoids, so is he trying to get around the fact, or is he just saying mech because, yeah, they are mechs, but he's not going to call them Zords?
Now there's time travel, alternate dimensions, and a whole bunch of insane things that all the fans love. Some of the fans think that in Time Force, the Rangers that take place...
I love it how he talks about Time Force, but his stock images is going to be the 2017 movie.
In the year 3000, they believe that they have the ability to create new dimensions or timelines to keep their world safe. Every time they see something threatening coming into their timeline, they use time travel tech to create a void in time and space and splinter off a new timeline.
Okay, that sounds like a clusterfuck of a theory in that I hear someone talking about it, because if you just create dimension after dimension after dimension, you've got this big multiverse where you just... It's sort of like the mid-season finale of Rick and Morty season 1, where their dimension was bad, so they left that one. And that's what it kind of sounds like they're doing with Time Force, saying, oh yeah, if something bad happens in Time Force, just create a dimension and another team of Rangers can handle it. I mean, I don't know. That just sounds like a clusterfuck of a theory, and it kind of makes the Time Force Rangers to come out to be like dicks, saying, oh shit, there's a big bad guy, let's just make a dimension and they can handle it. I don't know who can handle it. I don't like that theory. I don't know, that just sounds like a clusterfuck of a theory, and I'm not the biggest fan of it, mostly because it's multi-dimension, and if you have a multi-dimension theory, you gotta follow it up and stuff like that. And when you hear it out loud saying, oh, they just make a brand new portal and stuff like that, I don't know, that just sounds dumb.
To let all that mayhem play out. This would explain why things that have happened in past Power Rangers timelines haven't made it into the Time Force timeline. Like,
if it hasn't made... Okay, the Time Force timeline is in the year 3000. That's 1,000 years it's got to wait to happen in the Time Force timeline. Like, you can say that Time Force is a multi-dimension, you can have that theory, but Time Force happened in the year 3000. It's going to take 1,000 years for stuff in Power Rangers to catch up to that. Maybe when we get to Power Rangers season 100 and something, maybe it will happen then. But yeah, it's like I said, Time Force is in the year 3000. It's going to take a lot of time for that to catch up to it. Okay, let's hear him talk.
Like the dinosaur surviving, because this would have had a dangerous outcome in the future, so they created a new dimension to let that play out. At number 6, we have Goldar and Dark.
Yes! He's going to talk about it. Yes. Oh my god. Okay, so this is a theory that everyone's probably had since they were a kid. Now, I should let him talk. I want to hear him talk, because if he's reading off a script that's very similar to one on the internet, I want to hear him talk about it.
Related. I guess evil just runs in the family. You don't really think about these monsters having a family tree and raising kids, but there are a lot of fans that think these two creatures are related. There's even a point in Power Rangers in Space where Divatox is recruited by Dark Spectre, and she mentions how similar the two look. If you're a big Power Rangers fan, you will remember when Divatox was supposed to marry Malagor, and of course, who wouldn't? This guy is such a hunk. There's also a theory that Malagor was resurrected and represented himself as Dark Spectre, so the Rangers wouldn't be able to instantly find him and...
Okay, now that just... What is that theory on the internet where it says they're related? Scroll down. I hope he talks about that one. Wait, is there more? Oh, it's 6. Okay, it could be on that one. Scroll up. Hey, what does he say? David took the main villain, Kibosh in space. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, they could be two entities related or twin brothers, okay. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Okay, I want to talk about this. They are not related. You can think they're related, but they're not related. They have that one line in Power Rangers in Space, you look like my old fiance, or something like that. It's a ha-ha funny line, throwaway line, because it's the same outfit. Like, I can say even me and my brother had this discussion when we were kids, when we watched Power Rangers growing up, but I think it's a theory that doesn't have much evidence to back up, and saying they were the same person and they did it to throw off the Rangers or something, whatever he just said, like, doesn't really hold up. Like, it's the same costume. That's not a dark theory. It's not even a scary theory. I just want to say this. He says scary Power Ranger theories. What about these are scary? Because none of these theories are scary. They're just theories. They're just theories, not scary theories. Ugh.
And destroy him. Because once word gets out that Malagor is resurrected, you know that word is going to spread very fast. At number 5, we have Danny died in the SDP timeline.
Okay, I've heard this one. So the big theory is, I'm going to skip over it because it's like, oh no, they died, and Zia's related because they have the same name. I just want to talk about that. That's like the big trope when it comes to like any form of media. Oh, they have the same last name, they must be related. Oh, they're related. They must be. I want to talk about the one that's on one of these websites. Number 6, being a ranger runs in the blood. With 25 years of Power Rangers, you can imagine how many of the Rangers are very similar. You have Jason Lee Scoot, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and Zeo. Jen Scott, so Jason Scoot and Jen Scott. Isn't it? Yeah, okay. Oh, it's funny. Then you have Kendricks Morgan and Kendall Morgan. And then finally, Danny Diego and Z Diego. This theory is simple. They are related. That's what it says in the article. It's simple. Like, coincidence? I think not. That's what this theory is. No, like, this is a dumb one where I don't want to put them down. I don't want to say your theory shit, get off the internet. First off is spelling mistakes. I don't like that theory saying it's a whole descendant. It's like, it's just a coincidence. Even when people said at Power Morphicon, they said, hey, is Kendall and Miss Morgan related? And someone just said, no, it's a coincidence, same last name. And I think for these two characters, it's the same last name. For these two characters, I think it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Same last name. I don't know. I just don't like that theory because I don't think it holds up when they say, oh, they have the same last name. They're related and stuff like that. I mean, if you're a One Piece fan, a lot of people say they have the same hair color or the same style hair. They must be related. I'm sure if you're an anime or manga fan of a lot of things, people say it for forever. When Dragon Ball Super was starting, the biggest theory ever, or one of someone's biggest fantasies was, oh, I wish Goten was Goku Black the whole time, and then you just laugh in their face. But yeah, what's number 4?
Ed and Rita could be dead. So when
they are dead. They got hit by the Z-Wave. They're confirmed.
Zordon's power tube sent out a wave of energy to rid the...
Now, when you say could be dead, do you mean they are dead or... Oh, I should watch it.
Jeez, dude, why didn't you just start with that? We could have moved the world into peace so much faster. Well, it had...
Well, then you got not Scorpion. Then you got Scorpius and Rancic and Furious and the demons. Yeah, that would have worked well.
Had a strange effect on Rita and Zed. It turned them into good people, and everyone was just cool with that. No one was like, hey, shouldn't they be in jail or something?
Fuck. Shouldn't they be in jail? Oh, yeah. Jail. That exists in the Power Ranger universe. Well, it doesn't in what's it called? In space in SPD. But let's put him in jail. Jail is a good place to put Rita. Let's put Rita in jail. Sorry.
Something for trying to kill everyone on Earth like 100 times? Well, this...
I think an execution is best for a character that tries to put someone in jail. I mean, I think an execution is well suited for someone who's tried to kill the Earth hundreds of times. Or just launch him into space.
Might have seemed strange because the original plan was to kill them. There was a rumor floating around that Zed and Rita were supposed to die with all the other evil things in the world.
And they kind of did die. Zed died. Rita kind of got reincarnated as Mystic Mother.
But the bigwigs at Fox thought this might have been too much of a dark thing to happen in a kids show, so they decided to have them turned into good people instead. And number 3...
Well, okay. The bad versions of them are dead. I don't think they're coming back.
Have Goldar and Rita 1. Now, there are mixed reviews about the Power Rangers movie. Some people loved it, and a lot of people thought it wasn't that great, but that's a matter of opinion. But something everyone can agree on is Rita's massive Goldar monster was super cool.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's like the worst version of Goldar you can have. And I know some people like the 2017 movie. I'm not going to hold that against you, but I think the Goldar design looks really, really shitty. I think it looks really, really shitty. I think it looks terrible. Terrible. I'll tell you that much.
sucking all the gold out of the world to kill the Rangers. It has to be one of the most bougie evil plots I have ever heard of, and I am totally on board. Well, after the Rangers get into the Megazord and destroy Goldar and then save the planet, what happens to all that gold? Well, it's just in America, so what would that mean for the rest of the world? Well, some countries' economies are supported purely on gold, so this would cause countries all over the world to become...
Wait, did he say Zed and Rita 1, but he spelt 1 as the number 1, not Red and Zeta 1-1, like W-O-N. He spelled it as O-N-E. Oh my god. That just makes it... Okay, I'll hear him out,
instantly bankrupt, and then we would most likely see the world fall into disarray with so many economies collapsing.
Hey, that's another theory I've seen on certain screen rants. Ba-ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba-da. Hey, that's on Screen Rant as well. What do you know?
The world might topple
How is that scary?
over because everyone becomes impoverished overnight. So in a way, Rita's plan did work.
Yeah, you spelt 1 wrong, idiot. I mean, nice person on the internet.
Number 2, we have Zed is alive and on Earth in the PRCU. What
The fuck is the PRCU? The fuck is that?
is the PRCU? Well, it's obviously the Power Ranger Cinematic Universe.
Okay, you can't call it the PCU when there's no such thing as the PCU or it hasn't been established yet. We got one movie. We got one movie that was set up for sequels and didn't go anywhere. You can't call it a cinematic universe if there's not an ongoing cinematic universe to have a cinematic universe. That's a fucking stupid theory.
Of course. Well, there only has been one big budget movie that
Exactly.
smashed into theaters, and it was in 2017. And it doesn't look like we're going to be getting another one anytime soon. Well, that doesn't mean that the universe doesn't exist beyond that movie. I mean, let's have a little bit of fun with this, guys. But there's a scene where you see the Red Ranger crawling across a battlefield, and up in the sky, you can see a long ship that kind of looks like a snake or a
Where?
dragon. What could this ship be? Well,
Where? Fucking where? He's using a different screenshot.
dragon. What could this ship be? Well,
At least have some evidence when you talk about it instead of having a movie pool or a red circle around it. Because now I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'd have to open up that movie on Netflix or something and watch it.
well, it's strangely close to Zed's ship, and I think if you're making a Power Rangers movie, you don't make this kind of move by mistake. You know exactly what you're doing. So not only is Zed real in the Power Rangers cinematic universe, but he's waiting in the shadows to strike and kill the Rangers, or waiting for some more money to come in so they can make another movie.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Can they get Guillermo del Toro something for the next one? I think he would do a really good one after we saw Pacific Rim. Also, shout out to Ivan Ooze. He was in the best Power Rangers movie ever. And for the number 1 spot, we have Megaforce was all a simulation. I mean...
Okay, I swear he did this as number 1 last time.
I love the idea of Megaforce. It is a nostalgia over...
Oh my god, you can tell this guy is one of those fans who's like, I like every season. I stopped at Mighty Morphin. I don't know. He seems like one of those fake... should I call him a fake fan? He's a casual bubby. He's a casual bubby that watched Mighty Morphin to In Space, and he tries to be hip with the fandom by saying, hey, I love this season, and I love this season, and oh, I love Megaforce and Super Megaforce. And I'm granted he does. There are people who love Megaforce and Super Megaforce for what it is, but the way he calls it is like, it was a nostalgia overload. I mean, was it?
Overload. You can have a team of Rangers that can transform into any past Ranger. That is pretty amazing. But it does seem a little bit out there. It would make sense that this is all some sort of training simulation to get the Rangers ready for the real thing. Throw them into a ton of situations with different powers, so the first time they meet a monster in the field, it's not a life or death situation. Also, if the Rangers could try all the past powers of different Rangers, they could more properly get suited with powers that would fit their fighting style. Like, what if you got your Ranger weapon and it was a sword, and you're like, I'm more of a spear guy, I don't really like this sword. This could solve that whole situation. Alright guys, that has been our list.
Okay. That's the video. That one was almost as hard to sit through as the last one. At least I tried to debunk them compared to the comments I got last time, because last time I did scream and say no, 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 no. This one I tried to handle with logic and reason, but his theories that he finds are still kind of bogus and bullshit, and I don't like them. Pardon me. So, if this video does well, it hits the 1,000 views and gets 100 likes, then I will do a sequel and talk about part 3. I will talk about part 3. So, if this video does well, I will talk about part 3, and we'll debunk his other theories. So, anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!